Everybody, today I will read The Knowledge Illusion. A bat and a ball cost one bucks, $1 and 10 in total. The bat costs $100 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? If your answer is 10 cents, you're not alone. Most people give the same answer. The correct answer is 5 cents. It's an example of how we often rely on intuitive response answers we feel are true. People give the answer that pop into their mind, says cognitive scientist Stephen Sloman. We don't spend much time reflecting and checking whether the answer is right or wrong. The bat and ball question helps explain why we often believe in fake news. It's part of human nature to believe, says Sloman. But the trick with fake news is to know to verify. In other words, to stop and question what you know. In one experiment, Sloman and colleagues invented a discovery called helium rain. They told a group of volunteers about it, but admitted they could not fully explain what it was. They then asked the volunteers to rate their own understanding of helium rain. Most volunteers rated themselves 1 out of 7, meaning they did not understand the concept. The researcher then told anyone group of volunteers about the discovery. Each time they said a scientist could fully explain how it worked. When asked to rate their understanding, the volunteers gave an average answer of 2. The scientists' confidence gave the volunteer an increased sense of their own understanding, Sloman says. According to Sloman, studies show that knowledge spread like a contagion. This idea can be seen in many fields, including politics. If people say around you is saying they understand why politician is crooked, Sloman says, then you are going to start thinking that you understand too. Another explanation to the spread of fake news is motivated reasoning. Right? Adam Watts Waste, the management professor at the Kellogg School. We are naturally more likely to believe things that confirm our existing opinions. If you already have a negative opinion about someone, you are more likely to trust damaging stories about them. Over time, with accurate, motivated reasoning can lead to false social consensus. So in a world where misleading information is common, is there a way to protect ourselves? I don't think it's possible to train individuals to verify everything that they encounter. Sloman admits it is just too human to believe that they're told. However, training people to care about fact-checking is important. It gives, especially in online communities. Think of the headlines and stories that are shared on your social media feed every day. Probably this fits in with your own worldview, but perhaps not all of them are true. Develop a norm in your community that says we should check things and not just take them at a face value. Sloman says, verify before you believe.